So hello everyone. In this class, I'm going to discuss the different BJT biasing circuits and the calculation of the stability factor. That means how to check the stability performance of those biasing circuits. So before discussing that part, so this phenomena is another one important phenomena that happens in BJT circuit. So that is called thermal runaway. So let's analyze this. We already derived the expression for collector current in BJT. So that can be written as the IC equals to beta IB plus beta plus 1 times of ICO, where ICO is the leakage current and beta is the common emitter mode current gain. And this parameter ICO is a strong function of temperature. That means when the temperature increases, the value of ICO will increase. And ICO value increases by 2 times when there is a change in temperature of 10 degrees. That means for every 10 degree increase in temperature, the value of leakage current increases by 2 times. So the value of ICO increases 2 times for 10 degrees centigrade increase in temperature. And that enhanced value of ICO is multiplied by beta plus 1 times, and ultimately the overall collector current value increases. And this enhanced collector current is flowing through the reverse bias collector junction, and you know that when the more amount of current is flowing, the more amount of heat is generated. So that means the junction temperature will increase. That further enhances the value of leakage current. Okay, so we have two effects here. First, due to temperature, the leakage current value increases. As a result, there is an overall increase in collector current. Due to enhanced collector current, the junction temperature again increases, and that further increases the value of collector current. So this is just a recycling loop or regenerative loop. So it's just like a positive feedback, you can say. So as a result, the value of collector current increases, and the Q point of the transistor, that means before amplification, you already fixed the Q point, and the Q point is no longer constant. The Q point will shift from its position. And of course, for a higher value of collector current, the BJT may be damaged. So we need proper circuit to protect the BJT, to stabilize the value of Q point, to get a better amplification, and to protect the amplifier circuit. So this effect is called the thermal runaway, where due to the temperature, ICO increases, and this will further enhance collector current. And this recycling effect, that means this loop, is basically the thermal runaway of BJT. That's a serious problem that happens in BJT circuit. So we have to design a proper biasing circuit for that. So let us see what are the different types of biasing circuits are there and how to measure their performance. So we can measure the performance of any biasing circuit by measuring one parameter called stability factor. And in previous class, I already mentioned there are 3 temperature sensitive parameters for BJT. One is leakage current, that is ICO. Second one is the base emitter voltage drop, that is VB, and third one is the current gain, that is beta. So we have 3 stability factors, that is represented as S, that is del IC by del ICO, S dash, that is del IC by del VB, and S double dash, that is del IC by del beta. Now among 3, the influence of S is more compared to S dash and S double dash. So that's why we are interested to measure the stability performance of any circuit by measuring the value of S, that is del IC by del ICO. That means when the leakage current changes due to temperature, how it affects the collector current. So of course, the lower value of S is desirable to make our Q point fixed, that is constant. We do not want that the Q point will shift with the temperature variation. The Q point must be constant to get proper amplification. So the lower value of S is always desirable. Now there is some general methodology to calculate the S value of any BJT circuit. We are familiar with the BJT current equation that IC equal to beta IB plus beta plus 1 ICO. Now we can perform the partial differentiation. So del IC, so differentiating both sides with respect to IC, that is equal to beta times of del IB by del IC plus beta plus 1 times of del ICO by del IC. Okay. So this part will give 1, that is beta times of del IB by del IC plus beta plus 1 times of del ICO by del IC. So we can simplify it. So beta plus 1 del ICO by del IC, that is equal to 1 minus beta del IB by del IC. And so this one will be, from there I can write, so del IC by del ICO, this is equal to beta plus 1 divided by 1 minus beta times of del IB by del IC. Now check the del IC by del ICO, this is nothing but our S, the stability factor. We are talking about this parameter. So this is the general equation to find out the stability parameter, stability performance of any circuit. Okay. And one thing may be noted that, so here we keep this parameter del IB by del IC. We cannot take the IB as a constant because base current and collector current. Okay, so that is because the collector current depends upon the value of base current. So this one. So let's apply this formula to different biasing circuits and let's find out what is the value of S. That's the first circuit we are going to discuss. So that is called a fixed bias. So it is a very simple BJT biasing circuits, and previously I've already discussed that. This one. This resistance RB is called the biasing resistance. Okay. And this is the output where BJT is in the common emitter configuration. And this is the base current IB, and this is the base emitter voltage drop. And for silicon BJT, you know that is equal to 0.7 volt. If I want to measure, if I want to derive that stability factor S for this circuit, the first thing we need to do, we have to calculate the base current, because the expression for S, again I am writing, that is del IC by del ICO, that is equal to beta plus 1 divided by 1 minus beta del IB by del IC. So basically, we are going to find out what is the expression for IB. Okay. So here in this circuit, you can apply KVL in this side. So we got the expression VCC minus IB times of RB minus VBE, that is equals to 0, or simply IB equals to VCC minus VBE divided by RB. Now check the value of IB, that is VCC, that is a supply voltage which is constant. The value of VBE, that is 0.7 for silicon BJT, that is also constant. And RB, so that is also constant. So IB basically here in this circuit, so it is not a function of IC. Okay, so that's we can write it is constant. So then if I put this, so of course here we can write, so del IB by del IC, so this will be 0 because IB is not a function of IC, it is a constant, so it will be 0. So if we put this value here, so we got S equals to beta plus 1. So the stability factor del IC by del ICO for this fixed bias circuit is beta plus 1. Now we know that the value of beta for a BJT typical range is between 50 to 200, maybe 250. So the value of it is in the almost in the same range. So The result we are getting, that is not impressive because we want a lower value of S. So from stability point of view, the fixed bias circuit performance is not good at all. Okay, although the circuit configuration is very simple, we are using only one resistance to establish the biasing, but stability performance is not good. So to improve the stability, we can go for other biasing circuits. Let's go for another one circuit. So that is called the voltage divider bias. Or another one name is there, that is called self bias or emitter bias. So there are different names. Okay, so the circuit configuration for this type of biasing circuit, and remember that this biasing circuit is widely used because it provides a very good stability. So this one is RC, this one emitter resistance we are using, this is R1, this is R2. Okay, this is. Now again, if I want to calculate the stability factor S, so first thing is we have to calculate the value of IB, the base current, because the del IB by del IC parameter needs to be calculated. Now in this circuit, see, the input side is a little bit complicated. So we can apply network theorems to simplify this circuit. So here we can apply the Thevenin's theorem here, and see basically the Thevenin's theorem, we can represent the circuits. The output circuit remains same. That means the output circuit, it was RC, this one was VCC, and this one was RE. It remains same. Okay. Now the input side circuit, if I apply Thevenin's theorem here, so it can be represented as a series resistance with a voltage source. Okay, let this is VTH and let this is RTH. This is the Thevenin equivalent voltage VTH, and this is the Thevenin equivalent resistance RTH. So it can be represented by using a voltage source and series resistance. Now you can easily apply KVL at the input side, and you can calculate what will be the value of IB. Okay. So what will be the value of VTH? So VTH is the voltage here. So we are looking at this terminal. So VTH we can write. So that is basically the voltage drop across the resistance R2. Okay. So here, so this value is basically VTH. So VTH, we can apply the voltage divider rule, R2 by R1 plus R2 into VCC. And the Thevenin equivalent resistance, if you look at this terminal, okay, so basically here R1 and R2, they are connected in parallel. So RTA is basically parallel combination of R1 and R2. That is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. This one. So this is the value of VTH and RTH in terms of R1, R2 and VCC. Now we can easily apply KVL here in this loop. So let's try that. So the equation will be VTH minus of IB times of RTH minus of this base emitter voltage drop VBE minus of this current, that is the emitter current IE. I'm writing it in this form IC plus IB of RE, that is equals to 0. Now see, in this equation we have IB and we have IC, and do not modify IC because we have to calculate the parameter del IB by del IC. Okay, we have to calculate the parameter del IB by del IC to calculate the stability factor. So we can rearrange this VTH minus, if I take IB common, RTH plus RE minus VBE minus ICRE, that is equals to 0. So if I calculate del IB by del IC parameter here, so let's calculate IB first. So IB equal to VTH minus VBE divided by RTH plus RE, okay, minus ICRE by RTH plus RE. So this is the result of IB we are getting from this equation. Okay. So let's perform the differentiation. So here del IB by del IC, that is equals to, just see here, the first parameter, this one, this is basically constant, BTH minus BB by RTH plus RE. So this constant, okay. So this one will give 0 minus the second parameter RE by RTH plus RE into IC. So del IC by del IC, that will give 1. So RE by RTH plus RE. So this is the result we are getting. Now we can put this expression here, S equals to beta plus 1 by 1 minus beta. Sorry, we got here 1 minus beta del IB by del IC. So this is the general expression. So we can put that. So beta plus 1 by 1 minus, this is minus, so minus minus plus beta RE by RTH plus RE. So this is the result we are getting. Now see, if we compare this with a fixed bias circuit, in fixed bias circuit it was only beta plus 1, now it is beta plus 1 divided by something. So of course it is less than beta plus 1. So the stability performance of self-bias circuit is always better compared to fixed bias circuit. And see, the stability value depends upon the emitter resistance also RE. Okay, so that's why another one name is the emitter bias. And that depends upon the RTH also. What is RTH? So RTH we got, that is the Thevenin equivalent resistor. So that is basically R1, R2 forms a voltage divider. The voltage divider network. So another one name may be the voltage divider bias. Another one interesting thing, the voltage drop across the emitter resistance here. Just check the circuit, the simplified circuit. The base current value depends upon the voltage here. Okay, just see the expression. The VTH minus IB RTH minus this one, and this one, the last parameter. So this is basically the voltage drop across the emitter resistance RE. Okay. Now, due to temperature effect, when of course the IC will increase, and when the IC increases, this voltage drop will increase, then this IR drop will increase, this parameter will increase. And when this parameter increases, just check the expression, the value of IB will be less. The value of IB will reduce because current is basically the potential difference divided by this resistance. When this side, the right side voltage drop increases, the overall base current will reduce. You can also check that from this expression. Okay, the base current IB value will reduce. So if base current reduces, of course the collector current will reduce. Okay, because the BJT is a current control device. The collector current is controlled by base current. The summary is, due to temperature effect, when the temperature increases, if collector current try to increase, but see this voltage drop, okay, will reduce the base current. That means the base current value will not increase. As a result, this constant base current will provide a constant collector current. So in this way, this circuit maintain a constant Q point, a constant operating point. So we can say that this circuit bias itself. So it's a self-bias circuit. So this circuit provides a negative feedback. The feedback here you are getting that reduces the value of IB, okay, and it provides a negative feedback. So self-bias circuit, the role of emitter resistance is to provide the negative feedback. And whenever in a circuit the negative feedback is present, it will improve the stability performance. So we can go for other biasing circuit. For example, I'm taking another one example. It is similar to fixed bias, just a little bit a different configuration. Let the biasing resistance RB is connected here. In fixed bias circuit, it was connected with VCC. Now it is connected here. So this current is the base current IB. This. So what will be the value of S if I want to calculate that? So first check the current. So this one is IC, this one is IB. Of course, the current flowing through this resistance, it will be IC plus IB. not only IC, because IC is the current is entering at the collector here, and the base current is flowing here. So the total current here flowing through this resistance is IC plus IB. Okay. So if I apply KVL, because we are going to find out the base current value, so it's just focus on the input side. So if I apply KVL, the resultant equation will be VCC minus IC plus IB times of RC minus this voltage drop minus IB RB minus the VBE, that is equals to 0. And you can separate the value of IB into RC plus RB will be equal to VCC minus VBE minus ICRC, and we can calculate the value of IB, that is equal to VCC minus VBE divided by RC plus RB minus ICRC by RC plus RB. So we can calculate del IB by del IC, that is equal to this first term is constant, same as before, 0 minus del IC by del IC, that gives 1. So RC by RB plus RC. So S, that is beta plus 1 by 1 minus beta del IB by del IC, so that gives beta plus 1 divided by 1 minus, that minus will become plus, just put this value here, RC by RB plus RC. So this is the value of S we are getting from this circuit. So you can apply this strategy to any circuit to calculate what will be the value of stability factor for this.